Today, Georgia's Secretary of State is scheduled to answer questions from federal investigators. It is part of a probe into former President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. At the heart of this meeting is a recording from that now infamous phone call in January 2021, where the former president seems to pressure Georgia election officials to find more votes in his favor. NBC News Justice reporter Ryan Reilly joins us now with the latest on what we can expect from this meeting today. So, Ryan, Brad Raffensperger is going to be questioned. We know many of those questions could focus on that phone call. We've heard it many times, but what else could be included in this meeting?
I think the context around the phone call is something that he could do a good job of explaining and just, going through why it was so clear that this was sort of a bogus made-up thing that the president was looking for, and, going into how he interpreted the meeting itself and whether or not he felt pressured, the phone call itself, and whether or not he felt pressured by the former president to, quote unquote, find, those 11,000 votes or so that Trump said he would need to. So I think, it's obviously the phone call is the best evidence here. The recording is the best evidence, but, there's certainly some context around it that he might be able to explain. Prosecutors, they actually need him before a grand jury.
So, Ryan, this investigation, we should be clear, is separate from the one that's being conducted by a special grand jury, which was appointed by the Fulton County District Attorney. Raffensperger testified in that investigation last year. What do his comments back then, and really the many comments we've heard from him publicly, what do they tell us about what he might say today?
Yeah, he's told the story several times in several forums, so I think, not a ton of surprises coming there. I think that the difference between this local special probe that's being run by the local prosecutors there, and of course the sprawling federal investigation by Jack Smith's office is just the broader context of it in terms of Jack Smith's office has hauled a lot of people before that grand jury, including called fake electors from other states. They also had a former Trump campaign official who actually allegedly delivered those so-called fake electors to Congress the day before the January 6th attack. So that's someone who's really the center of this, and I think it just shows, how wide this probe really is from the Justice Department and Jack Smith, looking at sort of every aspect of this, running all the way from after Trump's election loss all the way to and through January 6th.
So, Ryan, a charging decision in that Fulton County probe could come by the end of August. What is the latest there? Could those findings then have any bearing on this much larger federal investigation?
Certainly, it's something that the feds are aware of, and I think, the feds are going to be involved in any security measures around that decision if that comes in July or in August. And I think that, that's something that they're going to factor in, but they're on separate tracks. These are just basically separate investigations. They'd be separate charges, even though it's the same conduct at issue here in some, in some way. These are completely separate charges and separate alleged violations or potential alleged violations of the law, both on the state level and the federal level. So just different charges that could be brought forward, and the conduct in the Jack Smith's probe is obviously much more involved than just limited to what happened in Georgia alone.
All right, Ryan, appreciate your reporting. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.